All right, so I gotta turn my AC down because it's cold. I don't want to get any colder, but it's cold in this mug. I don't want to get no colder than what I am. Boom, bam, things in hand. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about this real quick because I know, folk, the world is sensitive now, man. You gotta watch. What up, though? What up, though, big dog? You gotta watch. You gotta watch Calling 5-0 now, man. Now, I ain't saying that black people won't call 5-0 on you in a minute because they will. But now we getting all kind of video on World Star and social media and all this other stuff of white people just arbitrarily calling the cops. See, they doing it. They ain't doing it to see if you'll get locked up. They're doing it because they trying to Tamir Rice you. Some of them actually are trying to get you straight knocked off. John Crawford got killed in a Walmart out here, actually down the street from where I live. Two white officers came in and blew him away and got away with it because he had a gun that Walmart was selling, and it was an air gun or something. It looked like a rifle. So some white person was like, hey, there's a black guy in here with a gun. And police came in and just shot and killed him. They didn't say put the gun down, get on the ground. They just killed him. Boom. And said it was okay. We're allowed to do that because he had a gun. Just like this is a gun that he picked off the shelf that Walmart sells. And they sell real guns, but that one was a fake gun. That happened right down the street from here, not even a mile. Now maybe a mile. Maybe about a mile and a half. Yeah, what guy was that he was talking about? But yeah, that happened not even a mile from my house. And they justified it. The police got away with it. Listen, I tell people all the time, man, listen, the cops are not toys. They're not at your leisure to just come out and, you know, do whatever. The cops are nothing to play with. All right, white woman, chick from Australia, but she was living here, called the police on somebody for something happened not too long ago. The police shot her, shot a white woman. It was a dude, he wasn't a black cop, he wasn't a white cop, he was mixed with something. And the cops were sitting in the car and she was explaining it to him through the window. And the cop reaches across the passenger cop and just shoots her. Wow. She's dead for something that, like, I'm sure when she died, she went like this. Like, well, how did I get? Wait a minute, I called the cops. And then they came and then I got shot. I was explaining a nonviolent situation and then I got shot. Remember the woman 2 years ago? She called the cops on her son. Opened the door, the police blew her away, and she's the one that called the cops. They told her to hands up, then shot him. He didn't even remember anything when his girlfriend in the car. Happens all the time. He was the dude from Ethiopia. Yeah, he's from Ethiopia. He just reached across the passenger seat. He was listening to her like, oh, yeah. And the cat went up the tree. Hey, kick it, boom. Just shot her. Yeah. Just shot her. Listen. People think that, I mean, look, this white lady recently that called the cop on this little 8-year-old black girl. Let's stop acting like the cops won't shoot and just completely obliterate an 8-year-old black girl. Like, let's come on with the Let's come on with the calling the cops, because they'll blow that little black girl away and justify it. They will shoot that little black girl in the face because they've done it before. Tamir Rice was the cops were called on Tamir Rice. He was gone in 2 seconds. They rolled up on to where he was playing. He was playing with a BB gun. They didn't say put the gun down, which they should have. They didn't say drop the gun. They didn't hold the gun on and say drop the gun. They shot him, and then that was it, and then they justified it. They murdered that boy. Straight up, and then justified it. Said, oh, it was okay because he was a 13-year-old child and he was a threat because, the cops didn't know if he had a real... White kids play with BB guns all the time. Yeah. They went to jail. Who went to jail? I know the Tamir Rice kid did. Tamir Rice people, they didn't go to jail. Those cops justified it, and then an ambulance charged the family $500 for taking Tamir Rice. Yeah. I tell people all the time, if you have a situation that you think that you can hash out or do whatever with, do not call the police. Don't call the police. Listen, the police are they're not here to play with you. You don't know who you're getting. Listen, there are some good officers out there. Come by and be like, hey man, can you just not do that? And yo, bro, can you go this way and this person go that way? Can y'all just do that? And be like, yeah, bro, okay. I squashed it. It's over and done with. Then you got officers will come in and shoot everything and go on vacation. The 2 black cops who killed the white kid. Oh, they went to jail? I didn't hear about the 2 black cops who killed the white kid, but I'm talking about cops, period. Because black cops will shoot you too. They shot Pleasance right in the head and gave the cop an award for it, and Pleasance was just standing there. Some off-duty cop ran in, heard there was something going on, took Pleasance and pointed the .38 to Pleasance's head. It's on the video, and shot him right in the head. And they gave this officer an award for straight-up murder. Straight-up murder. I'm telling you now, I've been in some situations recently, and I just did not call cops. I'm like, I'm not calling the cops. I haven't even heard about the 2 black cops that shot the white guy, but of course they put him in jail. Of course. But you haven't had 2 white cops that shot a black kid, and are they in jail? Nope. They're killing our children. Straight up murder. And these fake juries, this fake court system is, well, the cop was, I don't know, what happened again? The cop, the way he explained it, he was, playing Angry Birds in one hand, and then he took the gun out, and then he just, it was an act. It just, yeah. Let's just go ahead and expunge that from the records and let this cop go ahead and back on the street. Let's act like that person never lived. There's going to be hell to pay for that. Dang. They shot a boy, but the father was driving towards him. What? Never even heard of that story, man. I'm going to have to look it up. Give me somebody's name. I'm telling you, cops are dangerous because you don't know who you're getting. And, somebody was on talking about some, all cops aren't like that. I didn't say they were. But it's like a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're getting on the inside. So stop calling these cops. Stop it. Look, the cops are just arresting people just arbitrarily out of nowhere. They're just snatching people and just arresting them, and people don't even know why they're getting arrested. The reason some people don't like black people because if we have problems, nothing happens. But when a white person has a problem, it's on the news about black people. Well, you're talking crazy now. You're talking crazy now. All cops ain't like that, right? Yeah, but all black folks ain't criminals. Thank you very much. They look for something bad about black people. Well, that's not the reason people don't like black people. That's not the reason people don't like black people. I like that. That's, come on, that's crazy. They control the narrative. Yeah, that's crazy. The news isn't the reason why those people don't like black people. All right, come on. There's stuff that's going on with blacks and whites, way back to Jews and Christians and stuff like that, way back to the Moors and all that stuff. There's a whole list of bloodlust that's happened between the two races, and it's religious war is what it is. There's a whole bunch going on, trust me. But as far as white people being on the news, I don't know if that guy's still here, but that's fine. As far as white people being on, when blacks do something that's not on it, I don't know what you're talking about, because when blacks do stuff, it's on the news. If it bleeds, it leads. It's on the news, okay? Yes, racial divide is a bigger story, but it's not like blacks and whites have to go at it for everybody to know there's racial divide. Heck, the Tiki Torch people, they were going at it with white people. It was white on white aggravation and beating each other up. That's white people. How about the people in Denver when they took over those federal buildings? Had nothing to do with black people. That's white people going at it. Okay, we facing retribution. Yeah, about 600. Yeah, about 600 years, straight out of Book of Deuteronomy. Like it goes way beyond. You know what I'm saying, about what the media does. I mean, long before there was a media, blacks and whites have been going at each other's neck, just like every other country goes at each other's neck. Blacks in places over 800 years of war and slavery. White people have been in power since. Yeah, that's because they've been in power ever since the Idumean Alexander the Greek, or the Great, came into power. When he started conquering everything, and then after he died, his sons just kind of went crazy with power and start killing everything. So that's one reason why this world is so topsy-turvy. And then, of course, you have the Jews, the Jewish, a form of Ish, who are running the world, and because they control the bank, and they control the World Bank, and this is how they're able to crash economies and pretty much destabilize all of these other countries, and then go in and rape the children, because that's really what they're after. So this is why you have a bunch of African nations that are sick, and the UN supposed to go in there and stabilize, and they can't stabilize them, because you have these warring factions that are going at each other for reasons they can't even remember. They're like, we don't even know why we're fighting. And then the whole country has famine just comes out of nowhere, and all this other stuff, just to keep the people sick and dying and desperate for money. And then you have the white tourists will go in there and rape the children and get away with it like it's nothing. So this is happening all over the world, pretty much because of the destabilizations of the financial destabilizations of countries. And it's going on over and over and over and over again. We're seeing the same thing where Gaddafi was, who was our ally. Then all of a sudden we decided we wanted to take his oil. So we went in there and just pretty much destabilized the country and killed everything and took what we wanted. This is why the Strait of Hormuz was such a big thing. And the war that was about to happen over the Strait of Hormuz, it was all because of oil. But nonetheless, I tell people, look, there are good cops, there are bad cops. And the good ones don't really want to rat on the bad one. No, he wanted an African central bank. Right. Okay. He wanted a way to control money. Right. He wanted a way to control money. He wanted to control his own money because the people who control the world banks, who are the Jewish people, they control the banks. They can, listen, when AIG, who back during the 9/11, they're the one who was bailing everybody out. AIG is an insurance company. All right. So basically, when the World Trade Centers, not the World Trade Center, but the wanted the same. Okay, there you go. You know some stuff. When 9/11 happened and building 6 or 7 that went down after everything was already over, building 7, boom, goes down. The guy takes out this huge insurance policy right before it happens. Then it goes down. Then he goes to the insurance company and says, hey, you owe me so many billions of dollars because my building just blew up. There was nothing wrong with that building. And AIG was paying. They had all these payouts and all this bailouts. And, you know, the government bailed all these people out and all this other stuff. It was all a ruse. It was all a ruse for money. That's all it was. All those people died for money. It was blood money. That's it. Listen, just staying on the topic of the cops, especially with the recent shootings. There's not one shooting. The shooting in Pittsburgh is just the most recent one. In a day or two, we'll have another one. Listen, they're so frequent now. A couple weeks ago, a guy was shot in his garage. Police pulled up. 2 minutes later, the guy was dead. They shot him through his garage. Garage door came down. Guy went back, and you know why the police were called on him? Because some woman who didn't live in this area said his music was too loud. He was in his home drinking. He had a firearm on him, garage door shut, minding his business, drinking, working on his car or whatever. Police were called from some white person. Called police. Yeah, your music's too loud. He was like, I'm at my house. I'm minding my business. Yada, yada, yada. Conversation was over. He shuts the garage door. Police pulls out whatever they use, Glock 40 now, shot through the garage door and killed this man. And justified that. Listen, it's bad. It's bad out here. It's bad. It's bad. Do not, if you can have, listen, stay away from the police. Listen, I know some of y'all got cops in y'all family. That's fine. That's fine. Even they'll tell you stay away from them. Don't go around them. Don't call them for arbitrary reasons. If your life is in danger, call them. But if you're not, listen, if somebody's playing the music too loud and you live in that area, get out of that area. Leave those people alone. Because white people, I'm going to tell you right now, you're calling the police on black people and the police are just jumping people and just throwing people in paddy wagons left and right. They're doing the same thing to you. You're not exempt because you're uncomfortable. You making me uncomfortable. Call the cops, call the cops. Like, you're not exempt now because it has nothing. Listen, the lines are blurred now. It's not black or white. It's numbers. They need the numbers. They need the quota. They don't care. They need bodies. They need people funneling in and out of the court system to keep the money going. Listen. You don't have to do anything to go to jail now. You don't have to do nothing. You could just be walking down the street Like the one dude and this woman was walking down the street. Police just pulled up to him, pulled out a gun, and killed the black woman, and then shot the guy in the hand. Police said, "I thought his phone was a gun." How? Not even close. Justified it. I'm telling you, people, we are living in a very dangerous time where people are doing bad things and saying that they didn't do it. It didn't happen. I ought to be swept up under the rug in a couple of days. They go through these court systems where these judges are playing God. Yes, listen, those judges are they are in a bad situation where they're saying, oh, this person is completely not guilty according to what rules? According to what rules? Because you have people, this guy was a getaway driver for an armed robbery. He's doing life numbers. Tamir Rice's killers, they're at home. They're at home. They're chilling out. They're just, man, for all you good police, man. Yeah, I actually feel sorry for the good police. For the good cops. Listen, because I'm not saying that we don't need cops. But what we need to do is start having, y'all need to go back to where cops were voted in by the people. Because nobody trusts you. Nobody trusts you. We know people are watching our videos and stuff like that. Next thing you know, those people are being siphoned through the jail system, and they've done absolutely it's terrible now. You don't know who it is who's answering the call. I mean, I've told you guys, I've been followed home, and they made it a point to follow me home and sit outside my house. That's happened to me several times. I've done absolutely nothing wrong. Pull up and try to scare me. Used to do it to me every night. Get off work, they pull up on me. I'm just like, what in the hell is really going on? They wanted to scare me. It worked. But that's not cool. That's not cool. Then you have all these drives for the police and all this. Like, you know, do this for the cop. No. Not doing nothing for them. You know, they're enforcing laws that are not laws. They're making things up. They're making up laws as they go. Do whatever I say or die. It's like the ORC doesn't say that. The revised code does not say do whatever you say. Follow my commands at all times. Like, wait, your commands are not lawful. A lawful order is backed up by the law. You can't make it up and say this is a lawful order. That's not a law. Like, it's the guy that got shot when he was pulling up his pants. Or this game that they play, like the one guy that they shot and they just killed him, and then all the cops, this guy's laying on the ground. Then all the cops get around like they're all in an armed position. All right, we're going to all walk up on 3. 1, 2, 3. It's like there's 6 of you. And you murdered this guy. He's just laying there. And all of a sudden you're walking up like get out of here. You guys are going to hell. You good police, man. They need to have a good police department where you just know who you're dealing with. And I'm going to tell you right now, like there was just a funeral out here for, you know, some cops got killed in the line of duty. You know, the sad part about it is you want to feel sad because some people lost their lives. But this is the hard part about it. You got people that are just like, so what? And that hurts because you don't know if these were good or bad cops. You don't know. It's just like, I want to send condolence out. I want to support. I want to shout these funerals. I I want to be a part of the community that supports the people who protect us. I want to do all that, but I have no idea who you are. And I've been getting harassed since I've been here. I've been getting harassed for 35 years. Just harassed. They used to run a 50 on me every time they saw me. Put me in jail. I got put in jail before, and I had no idea why I was there. And this, look, my case, this stuff is happening all over America. Now you got people who are just downright fed up with it. They're like, we don't care about the jail system anymore. We don't care about the legal system. We just don't care because it's not helping. It's not doing anything for us. The legal system is not for the people. And people are waking up to that on a daily basis, on a secondly basis. They realize that there's no help for us. The Department of Justice will not help you. They made that clear a couple hundred times, couple thousand times. There is no help for the average everyday Joe walking down the street and just getting, busted in the face by the cops. They're sicking the dogs on us even when you're already in handcuffs, kicking you in the face. What's really crazy is I wanted to be a cop at one time. I wanted to be a state trooper. I'm glad I didn't. Glad I didn't. I still got the remnants from cops beating me up in Pittsburgh, right here. Big old dent in my head. People are committing murder and hiding behind the badge. It's just on my mind. I've been talking about it for the last couple of days because it's just, stop calling the police, man. If you can handle a dispute on your own. And for you good cops, man, with the things that are going on nowadays, for you good cops, if I was you, I'd stop being a cop. Get your own private security or something like that. Take that badge off. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get out. Find something else to do. You can still be a cop, just don't be just go into security or something. There's plenty of people who need security. There's always a job in that. Build your own company. And then there's all kind of security you can get into, especially the fact that you were a cop. There's a lot of kids that need protected. You can go out there and just kids all over the world that are not being protected. And there's people who will pay you to protect them. It's real out here. But stop being a cop, man. If you're in it just for the money, get out of it. I'm telling you right now, you're in a system that is not safe. It's not safe for you. It's not a good place to be. You're working with people who you think you know and you think they're your friends. They're not your friends. They're not. I'm telling you right now, they're not your friends. Get out. Get out of that job. The more you know, the worse it is for you. Don't know anything that you don't have to know. Walk away. Just telling you, man, find something else to do. Because this world is just the way the media is going and the way it's feeding the people and causing the people to go into a frenzy. People are just snapping out. It's just not safe. It's just, some of you guys are some good people, man. It's just not a safe place to be. I think that woman that was cut up in New York and then they found her body in the park in different places. Listen, man, I think we know who's doing that. Like, come on. Look, A cop told one of my friends, said, you do not want to be a cop because they'll find you stinking somewhere in an abandoned house. It's what a cop told somebody who wanted to be a cop. Get out of it. Get out of that job. You're not, you think because you're all dressed alike, because you're all, know each other's family, you're not in a safe place. It's not. It's not a safe place to be. And that's a shame because we want it to be a safe place, but it's not. It's not a safe place to be. Because the media is stirring people up more and more and more. And good people are paying for it. They're paying for things that bad people have done. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth of it. He killed that boy and left him on a state lawn. Said it was a suicide. It wasn't a suicide. I knew that kid. He killed him. And I'm saying this because much this extensive, this deep about stuff, but because, I know y'all listen. I know there are different people, government, cops, whatever. But there's somebody who's going to listen and take heed to what I'm saying. Because they know it's the honest truth. Somebody's life could be saved because of what I'm saying. And that's just the real of it, man. That's really what it is. Somebody's soul can be saved. When I got beat up by the police, I had to go to the hospital, and I woke up and the judge had to arraign me right there. I'm tied to a bed. I did absolutely nothing wrong. Beat up, bloodied up, hand busted, my skull crushed, all kind of stuff. By the police. By the police. And there was a cop in there who had to watch. When I woke up, there was a cop there who had to watch me. And he's just a regular dude. He was like, I'm getting out of this job. I'm like, get out. Because even though my story wasn't a national story, I had came back to the city about a week later because, I was going to this club. And there was, a woman, she happened to be a cop. She was like, I heard what happened to you. She was like, that cop has never done that to anybody before. See, whenever something happens, it has a trickle effect. Even if one or two people saw it, those one or two individuals, they're going to tell somebody else what happened. The woman that I was there to visit, because I was looking for this young lady's house, when she saw my car and saw the blood all over my car, she was just like, how could this happen? Like, and I was actually in Pittsburgh because I'm from there, visiting another lady, and she said, you should go home now. Because I was standing on a curb talking to her through a window. She said, you should leave now. And I was just like, why? She said, this is where Johnny Gamage got killed. If you don't know what happened with Johnny Gamage, he was a nephew of one of the Pittsburgh Steelers, driving one of their really nice cars around. And he was in Bloomfield in Pittsburgh. And 5 police officers jumped on him for no reason, pulled him out of the car, and crushed and broke his neck. And, they were in a hung jury and got away with it. Some cops are good, man. I don't know any, but some cops are good. But the bad ones are making it worse for the good cops. And I'm telling you, because I know you police are going to watch this video. If you're a good cop, I don't care how long you've been in it, get out of that job. Get yourself an administration job somewhere. Go sit down behind a desk. Become a 911 operator. Do whatever it is, but get off the streets. Because the streets are going to get worse. It's going to get worse for everyone. And quit thinking that you're safe, because if you make a phone call and there's a whole bunch of people that got your back, you're not. No one is. Not civilian, not the police. And this is what the media wants. They want chaos. And that's what they're going to get. because we see it every day all over the countryside. People are just flipping out because they don't know who you are. This is what I suggest to the police. Stop hiring these soldiers who just came back from Iraq and all these wars you're sending people off to. I'm ex-military, all right? Stop just hiring these guys. These guys are riled up and they'll shoot anything. The Pittsburgh dude who just shot this 17-year-old kid, he was on the job for 3 hours. It was his first shift ever. That's it. 3 hours. Another thing, this pay that they give you, this paid leave, that's blood money. It's not worth it. Get out. Your soul is in jeopardy if you think that you're just going to walk around and get away with this. Listen, you have to go before the real judge when you leave this planet. I'm telling you, you don't want to go before the Lord with murder on your hands. Because you're not going to have some kind of hung jury to just let you go. It just doesn't work like that. There's no hung jury for you when you leave this planet, and you will leave this planet. I'm telling you guys right now, man, you're being set up. All you SWAT members, you just running up in people's house and just murking them and just going home and eating tabbouleh salad, you're in trouble. Your soul is in big trouble. It just doesn't work like that. I do what I want. I knock people off, and then I'm, scot-free. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It just... Somebody's lying to you guys. It just doesn't work like that. You just can't murder people. And I'm telling you, for your soul's sake, God is a man of war. He's going to come for what is his. Sooner or later. I don't care what your buddies tell you. Your buddies will not be standing beside you when you have to go before the Lord. You're going to be naked and alone. And there's going to be a list of things that you did. You're not going to be able to hide it. You can't lie your way out. You're not going to have your favorite revolver. You're not. You're not going to be the man, the woman, or whatever you're at. Nobody's going to fear you. It's going to be the other way around. You're not going to be in a position of power. You're going to be in a very bad position. And after that conversation's over, it's going to get worse. We need good police, once again, but we don't know who you are. So what the police system needs to do all over America, I'm going to say this again before I go. I'm hoping you guys understand, I'm not here to threaten you. I'm promising you, you're going to see God. He's not going to forgive you. Just not. Killing children, locking kids up, raping wives, putting their husbands in jail and then threatening them. If you don't do this, sleep with me, then I'm going to, stealing people's cars, taking their money, beating people up. You want to know what's in hell? I'll tell you if you want to know. I'll tell you what's in hell, because I've seen it. I've been there. You guys don't want to know. I'm not going to. Well, I'll put it to you like this. In hell, God is not there. And everything else is. It is a place of complete chaos. And there are creatures and beings that you never could imagine existed there. And they're all there for one reason, to torment you. That's it. They have no mercy. They have no love. They have no, they're not respect of man. They don't care who you were on planet Earth. They eat you. And there are plenty of people down there. You know what they're doing? Eating each other. See, it's not just the hellfire that gets you. Oh no. You're mistaken. There are different levels to hell. I don't know. See, some of you cops look at this media and you think, oh, Darren Wilson just got paid all this money. I can get away with it. Darren Wilson didn't get away with anything. He got by. He's just getting by. He's not getting away with anything. He is going to face the Lord who made Michael Brown. God made that child. And he's going to face God when he leaves this planet. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to be Darren Wilson. You could not do it. Darren Wilson is in big trouble because he did it on purpose. And he acts like he got away with it. See, admitting your sin to the Lord is one thing. And confessing your sin to the Lord. But acting like you never did it and then benefiting from it, that's the opposite of what God would want you to do if you committed a sin. As far as the police is concerned, they need to go back to what they used to do back in 1949. And what they did was the people who lived in that town, even though they were still harassing us then and raping and killing people then and sicking their dogs on us, just like they're doing now. But nonetheless, in some areas, the police were voted in. I highly suggest that you guys start doing this. Because even though there's a whole bunch of people who are on your side, there's more and more people who finding out that you're not on their side. They don't want you around. They don't want you in their restaurants. They don't want you because they don't know who you are. I suggest the best PR thing to do for police officers is for one to stop robbing and killing and raping and doing all the other stuff that you're doing. And the judges and the lawyers who are doing it. Just stop it. Don't even associate with cops who are doing that. I also suggest that you start, if you're going to be a cop, don't just go and then swear in, because that doesn't do anything for the people. We don't believe none of the words that are coming out your mouth. It's not, I don't care what uniform you got on. We don't believe you. If you want to be a police officer, here's what you do. You find out what precinct that you want to be a police officer in. You find out what area that precinct serves. And then you start going to local events of that precinct. And you can do it even in the winter. There are events that are happening in some kind of way, especially now that there's social media. And you tell people, I want to be a police officer in your area. I don't care if it's just 5 people. You pick 5 people that you don't know. You put your face out there. You put your experience out there. Why you want to be a police officer. What you think you can do as a police officer that'll better the community. You go among those people and you say, I want to know if I can be a police officer in your area. You don't just go and swear into something, because none of us know what the swearing is. What are the words that you're using? Are you swearing on the Bible? Because I know you're not. Who are you swearing in? You swear to do what? Protect and serve who? We didn't ask you to do that. This is why nobody knows who's on the SWAT team. Why is that? So they can go in and do whatever they do and then, act like nothing happened. It just doesn't work like that. If you want to be of the people, police officer, let the people know that you want to be of the people. Stop impounding people's cars. They need those cars. Stop taking people to jail for nothing. Listen, and if you're like, oh, I have to have these numbers or I have to do this for the corporate thing, you don't need to be a police officer. Get out. Don't be a cop. If you're just being a cop just so you can, brutalize, people, guess what? You're the problem. You're not the solution. You're not upholding the law. You're besmirching the law. You are the problem. If you're terrorizing people, you're a terrorist. That's what you're doing. You're terrorizing the people. That's what you're doing. If you're helping the people, you're helping the people. That's it. That's just the truth. Go back to the way things used to be as far as voting in. And let you know, like I said, cops have never been on our side. Never. Never. But nonetheless, if you start telling people before you become an officer that you want to be an officer in their area, and then people can actually say yes or no, and it matters. Like, no, I don't want you to be a police officer. Heck, nah, I don't know you. Instead of having these police officers go from one precinct to another, one officer was in 8 shootings. Just went to another precinct. No. No. The time for that is going to come to a screeching halt. Doesn't care. We don't care what your artillery has. Don't care. Don't care how much artillery you guys got, how many horses and helicopters. None of that's going to matter. Because soon enough, you will not have a people who will trust you at all. You already got it to where cops are against cops. The numbers are against you, growing every day. Every day. Every time one of you do something and it hits social media, that's the power of social media. Now here's a problem. Everybody knows what Darren Wilson looks like. Everybody knows what his name is. Everybody knows the cop who, they know these cops who are just brutalizing people. They know what your name is. It's not like you're going away and then nobody knows who you are. We know who you are. God knows who you are. Get out. You good cops, man. It's not set up for you. Go back to the way it used to be. Go to the churches. Pass out flyers like politicians do. I want to be a police officer in your area, but look, if you guys don't want me, then I'm not going to do it. Get comfortable with the people. So when they see you and you pull them over for a busted taillight or something like that, they're not all skittish. You're like, oh, you're Officer so-and-so. Hey, man, what's going on? Oh, bro, you just got a busted taillight. I'll tell you what, man. Look, why don't you just go ahead and fix that next time I see you, man. If it ain't fixed, I'm going to go. All right, bro, man. No problem. That's what you guys need to do. Or else you're just going to have a bunch of crazy people who are all on edge. And your job's just going to keep getting harder and harder and harder. And this whole stop resistant thing y'all got going on. I almost feel bad for y'all, but I don't know who's good and who's bad. Wait till 2 or 2. Wow.